Hello, this is Auli Gia. I wish to present you an introduction to qualitative data analysis. Qualitative data analysis starts by creating a way of thinking qualitatively. This is done by first defining what do you want to achieve, what is your goal. Personal goals usually motivate you to embark on a particular study. Practical goals are focused on accomplishing something, meeting some need, changing some situation, or achieving some objective. Intellectual goals are focused on understanding something, gaining insight into what is going on and why this is happening, or answering some question that previous research has not adequately addressed. Maxwell suggested in his paper from year 2013 5 intellectual goals particularly suited to qualitative research. These are first ones is understanding the meaning for the participants of the study, or the events, situations, experiences, and actions they are involved in or engaged with. Understanding the particular context within which the participants act and the influence that this context has on their actions. Understanding the process or processes by which events and actions take place, and identifying unanticipated phenomena and influences and generating new grounded theories about the latter. And fifth, developing causal explanations. Miles and Huberman created this figure on the basis of their studies on the components of data analysis. There is the data collection, data reduction, data display, conclusions, drawing, and verifying. Each of these 3 components, data reduction, data display, and conclusions, drawing, and verifying, continues during and after the data collection. Data reduction involves analytic choices and therefore is a part of data analysis. Data display serves to organize and compress information, making it amenable to further analysis and interpretation. Meanings drawn from the data have to be tested against the data, with more being sought as necessary. Foundations for analysis are laid in the philosophical, methodological, and theoretical perspectives that you adopt. These will be gradually articulated as you continue to reflect on your research experiences. Do design for analysis before you start to gather data. In a sense, you begin to analyze from the moment you begin to break your problem down into research questions. Consider how others have approached this topic and the questions arising from their work. Also, consider how theory might inform what you want to do building a framework that will help to refine your questions and approach. Then, as you plan your methods for generating data, develop a strategy for analyzing them and for checking the trustworthiness of the ideas and conclusions you might come up with, all the while keeping your goals and questions in focus. Remember to manage data generated through the fieldwork or desk work effectively and efficiently so that data and emerging ideas are not lost, so that you will be able to build an analysis and track the progress of your analysis, and so that you will be able to locate the evidence required to test and support the results you are putting forward. Working with data requires that you read and reflect to gain a holistic perspective on each individual data source and on the project as a whole. Remember to record initial impressions, identify and note key points raised within each data source, and consider how each reinforces, extends, or challenges previous sources. Explore and investigate the terrain, not just what is covered by your data, but also what surrounds them. Take on the constant adventure of looking with fresh eyes and finding something new. And play games with your data. Explore and play with possibilities. Doing so will spur your imagination and help you to see the test connections. Code. Careful, thoughtful coding ensures familiarity with the detail of data. Prompts reflective questioning around developing categories, and builds a comprehensive picture of what the data are dealing with. A well-structured coding system provides a solid base of concepts and categories to work with and serves as an effective management tool to facilitate further analysis. It enables interrogation of the data and expedites retrieval of evidence to support emerging ideas and conclusions. Connect. Coding on its own is insufficient to build understanding. That requires making connections across and through the narratives, accounts, and other data that you have, to build a storyline or to more deeply understand how your participants have made meaning of their experiences. And last but not least, review and refine throughout the process of coding, connecting, and visualizing your data. Stop to review and reflect on what it is you are extracting and seeing. Maybe split or merge or rearrange concepts, group them or link them to reflect growing understanding. Record the process of your research and the decisions you make in journals or memos to prompt deeper reflection. This will provide an audit trail to aid transparency when you later seek to show how you arrived at your conclusions. Let's assume you have observed closely and thought critically as you coded, connected and refined your data, but you're still experiencing a block in moving towards forwards from observation, codes, concepts and rough notes to analyzing and writing. First of all, describe as a starting point. Review the context for the study to provide a background against which further analysis will be read. Then move to the first major category or theme. Describe and record its characteristics and boundaries. How did people talk about this aspect? And how many talked about it? What's not included? As an extension of this process, build metacodes or pattern codes, or perhaps detour to develop a significant theoretical concept. Compare differences across contrasting cases, demographic groups, or variations in context for the category of your team you have just described. Ask questions of your data about who, why, what, when. Is this theme more or less frequently occurring in different cases or for different groups? Is it expressed differently by different groups? How does it differ in different contexts? Record meaningful associations. Doing so, you will prompt further questions in your mind. Record also non-meaningful associations. Not only is it important to know if certain groups or contexts are similar, but recording these means you won't have to waste time later rechecking. Relate this category or theme to others already written about. Ask for more questions to prompt and guide this process. What was it that made one group different from another with respect to this category or theme? Was it because? Does it make a difference if? Look for patterns of association in code or theme across cases and between sets of code in your data. Under what conditions does this category or theme arise? Does it have some form or expression in all circumstances? What else is involved in relation to it? What precedes or follows? Record the questions you ask and the results you find or don't find. As you relate categories and identify patterns of interaction, you will be helped to structure your writing, because relating is best done to categorize already discussed. You will be forced to think about what the reader already needs to know before they can understand what you are now writing about. Thank you for your interest. Good luck in your work. The next video session will give closer insight into qualitative data analysis processes and methods. Don't miss it. Thank you.